Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and I need to talk about Donkey Kong Bananza. That is not a real name. I didn't just say that. You're telling me that there's a 3D Donkey Kong developed by the Mario Odyssey team, Nintendo EPD 8, and it's coming out in 3 months on the Switch 2? What? How did we get here? Returns HD just came out. I thought Donkey Kong was off the table for at least another year. Like, they would market that game and sell that game. But no, this Nintendo don't give a shit about Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. They announced the console the day it comes out and then end the direct about the console by announcing a way better looking Donkey Kong game. Like, oh my god. I briefly mentioned it before. Huge fan of this series. I love the Donkey Kong Country games so much. And I have been dying for another crack at a big DK, even like a 2D game. I was expecting 2D at this point. It had been over 10 years. I feel like they needed to go back to basics, but Nintendo definitely didn't think that. They've had the 3D Mario team, so to speak, taking another crack at Donkey Kong after they did back in the mid-2000s with Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. And, you know, one thing that this game and Jungle Beat appear to have in common at first glance is the only characters returning from the Donkey Kong Country series are Donkey Kong and the banana. I'm not kidding. This is a real quote from Miyamoto. I think I've heard it a million times, so I'm going to assume it's real, but apparently the delayed game quote from him is actually not real, so maybe this one's fake as well. Who knows, honestly. But, like, you know, upon further glance and, you know, playing the demo at the Nintendo Switch Experience, people have figured out that no, there are plenty of country nods and references here. First of all, there is a little rock with a naughty render on it. It's literally the beaver from DKC1. It's the exact render, just like on a rock. That's incredible. Secondly, in the trailer, you can clearly see what looks exactly like Espresso the Ostrich. I mean, like, it's not Espresso the Ostrich. It seems to be actually an ostrich race. There's this one area that has a lot of ostriches in it, and even ostrich-shaped sculptures. So I'm going to assume that maybe this is Espresso's homeland. You know, there's some ostriches here, and you'll run into Espresso. If animal buddies are in this game, I'm going to be so happy. There's mentions of Rambi by Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong's in the game, too. We haven't seen Diddy or Dixie or the other Kongs or any Kremlings, but I feel like plenty of them will make appearances. And in fact, I think that one of the most popular Donkey Kong Country characters who has been gone for too long, everybody's wanted him back, I've wanted him back, I think he is actually in this game. Despite everything we've seen, I believe that this game will conclude with Mr. Big Ape himself going up against King K. Rool. That's right, the Kremlings are in fact in this game. You might be thinking, what are you talking about? The villains are the evil monkeys, Voidco. Look at this guy with the big ears and the guy with the big teeth and the 5 o'clock shadow, just like I have right now. Look at the girl who probably has a ton of lewd art drawn of her already. These are the new villains. They're evil monkeys, just like Jungle Beat. This is just Jungle Beat again. And you know what? If it is, that's fine. I think the designs are lovely. I'm not going to sit here and whine and complain that we got the first Donkey Kong game in 10 years and it doesn't have the exact group of villains that I wanted. But I think Nintendo's smarter than that. It's not like they're just doing... Because here's the thing. If they wanted to go full original, they could have done what they did in Jungle Beat. But no. Cranky's here. Espresso's here. There's a shot in the trailer where you're running through like a 2D Donkey Kong Country level. Like, come on, guys. They're clearly paying homage to the original games. Why leave out the Kremlings? After K. Rool got in Smash Brothers, after all this, are we really going to not put Kremlings in this game? I wonder if there's been any crocodile enemies. There has. There's been a lot of crocs, actually. You'd think that, no, there's no crocs. What are you talking about? It's a Donkey Kong Country game, a Donkey Kong game in 2025 without Kremlings as the villain. It would have to be all Kremlings if K. Rool was going to be here. Well, we see plenty of enemies that aren't Kremlings, of course, but we also see these rocks that look like big crocodiles. They're called crocoids. You beat one up, and there's a golden crocodile skeleton inside, and I'm gonna be real, he looks exactly like a Kremling. That's a Kremling skeleton right there. I'm not even gonna try and make it sound like it's not. It literally is. There's a lot of them. There is a lot. In the intro cutscene, we see a handful of them surrounding the big bads. And, like, you know, obviously there's other enemies and characters there. There's a boss, there's this weird bat dude, there's some other enemies, but, like, there's a lot of these crocoids. And it's like, dude, why are they here? just to suffer? Like, come on, like, what's going on here? Why is there all these crocs? Like, this is a monkey gang. You'd assume that there would be a bunch of evil monkeys or other animals of the sort, but no, all crocs. I mean, like, at that point, might as well have the big bad there himself, right? Going even further, if we look in the trailer, DK is fighting a boss that is a big crocoid. It's huge, and it's got a texture on it, a very familiar texture. In fact, it looks exactly like the one at the bottom of K. Rool's cape. That's very suspicious. That's really suspicious. Okay, one more thing though. I'm gonna be honest. These are all cute. These are all cute nods. They wouldn't have gotten me to make this video. There is one piece of evidence that is so hardcore. Like, I cannot even fathom anything other than K. Rool being back in the flesh as the main antagonist of this game. When Donkey Kong goes to talk to Cranky in the first area of the game, he makes some very interesting comments. We don't really know the plot of this game. We don't know why Donkey Kong is working in the mines. You know, maybe as a child he yearned for the mines or something, but we don't know why he's there. Well, Cranky reveals that the banana horde has been stolen. The banana horde's been stolen. I thought we were dealing with the crystal bananas. I thought we were dealing with Banandium. What, you tell me the Banandium prices are already tanking? You tell me the stock's already going down on this crypto? That's crazy. That's insane. Insane stuff. Okay, then, like, somebody stole the horde, and DK was, and my nephew DK, my grandson DK was just loafing around in the mines, munching on bananas. Cranky says a very interesting line when he mentions the horde getting stolen, though. He says he knew exactly who would get up to this. He just had to suss out where he ran off to. Look, I don't think they're going to establish that Cranky Kong knows this little chimp Voidco guy who really does not give off big, bad energy whatsoever. There's only one person who would steal the horde time and time again that Cranky would be talking about. There is only one croc up to that job. There is no world where he is saying this, and he is not talking about King K. Rool. There is no world where he says this and is talking about K. Rool, and K. Rool doesn't show up in the game in some fashion. Maybe they team up. You know, maybe this is an alliance. We're going to see an alliance between Krem and Kong, but I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. But, like, honestly, I'm just thrilled. Whatever EPD 8 is cooking with King K. Rool's big reintroduction to the DK series, I need to see this. I need to see this as soon as possible. If I'm wrong about this, honestly, I don't even know what to say. That line, honestly, like, who's he talking about? Tiki Tong? Is that who he's talking about? Bro, who cares? Who cares about the stupid Tikis, man? It's all about K. Rool. It's all about the Kremlings, dude. It's gotta be him. It's gotta be him, right? Anyway, DK Bananza is now my most anticipated game of the year. It is gonna probably be my game of the year. I'm gonna be honest. It looks literally like a new greatest game of all time. I mean, like, who the fuck said, let's make a 3D platform where you can just bash through every single wall and hole and just do anything, like, literally go anywhere. I can't. I'm gonna go watch the trailer again. I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep yourselves cornered for more on Donkey Kong Bananza and other things gaming.